Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. All right, we're going to do some earth signs today, starting off with Virgo. I did not light my candles, but I cleanse so much that, like, I feel good right now. And there, of course, I start shuffling the cards, and animals are like, hey, let's make noises. Alright, what's up, Virgo? Sovereignty of air. That's a good one. So sovereignty in this deck would be Kings. 9 of water in reverse. Not feeling emotionally stable, though. You're in your mental capacity, but you're not bringing your heart space to it. It's kind of off balance. 7 of fire. Maybe feeling like you need protection, or you're getting yourself into a protection mode of kind of enlightenment. Ace of air. So no new mental thoughts coming in. And that's going to cause a tower. Alright, Virgo. So after that, we got the velocity of earth. Velocity is night. The 8 of earth. The generosity of air, which is the Queen of Swords in reverse. Definitely emotionally volatile here, Virgo. The hangman, or the hang up, I should say. It's called the world in reverse. So possibly trying to close out a pattern, but something's, you're celebrating. You got the 10 of water and the 8 of fire in reverse. Okay, so you're trying to close off this cycle here. You have the tower in the upright, but the world in reverse. Something's clinging. Ooh, there it is. Okay, so you gotta cut some people off, like completely block them, get them out of your life. That's what I'm saying. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. If you want to celebrate and get your 10 of cups or maintain your 10 of cups, you've got to cut the situation out. Maybe this is a divine counterpart on the Yoda, for the love of God, what are you doing? Is it comfortable yet? I'm so sorry. Okay. I can't even. Yoda. Come here, buddy. Sorry. Okay. So this could be a whole cyclic pattern you had going with finding something on the outside of you. And maybe this is a whole person tied to this scenario here, where their masculine is intact, but their feminine is not. Okay, so they could be like in toxic femininity, but they could be, a great protector, a really level-headed, great sounding board, supporting, equal give and take, that whole like masculine thing, healthy in their emotions, maybe not so with the 9 of cups in reverse here. So some sort of emotional instability here that has you walking on a freaking wire is not going to complete itself until you're like, that's it, I'm done. No more. No messaging, no contact of any sort. And looky there. That brings your celebration and your 10 of cups. So yeah, I don't know if this was like some sort of negative pattern of energy, or if this showed up in reality for you as a person. This feels like a whole kind of family dynamic scenario, because you've been working really hard on trying to like keep this whatever toxic feminine, you know, up on that tight wire there, and it's not working. It's not working because you keep having to go back and repeat the pattern. Ugh. Yeah. No more. Block them on everything. Everything. Email, social media. Every single solitary medium there is out there. If they are being vicious, like this tower moment here, tower moments tend to reveal the character of a true person. When people are in a tight crunch, you really see who they are. And if they showed you, you know, that they can be violent or volatile here, you probably might need to think about, at the very least, getting that documented. Maybe putting some ring cameras out. I don't mean to make you paranoid. But this is something that, this is, you know, from the very get-go has been a cyclic pattern, and it's not in an emotional or mental safe space. I feel like the King of Swords here might have had his mental capacity seeming in order, but his emotional heart space, it's, yeah, which in turn sent him back to this. Or that particular energy pattern, whatever it is. Yeah, and the in and out stability here. Nothing stable is sticking here. Okay. I don't feel like I need to clarify any of this. This is crystal clear. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any loopholes. Maybe that's what you need to be looking for, Virgo, is loopholes. Where's the loophole that they could possibly get past this? This is also safe travel. Get that done before the 23rd. The 23rd of February is, after that, it's going to be a little wonky where all the planets are going to start, you know, taking turns retrograding again. So get it done before the 23rd. Love you, Virgo. Teach you on Queen Mom. Okay. What does Virgo need to know? Highest good of all. Okay. Call in the good and support her spirit. Thank you. What does Virgo need to know from the universe? Highest good of all. What does Virgo need to hear right now? Right there it is. Ooh. Okay. Time, I'll read the bottom one. Ooh, jeez, Virgo. These reads are going fast. Whew. Okay. The Wrath of Love. Ooh. Okay. Follow darkness like a dream. Okay. Those are the two we'll read. And 8 for my little number fiends. Open your heart, drop your defenses. Love has hurt you. Now you are on a mission to hurt love back. Tragically, both humans and fairies can fall prey to the impulse to lash out at those we care most for, or even to preemptively punish those who we perceive as potentially withholding the love, support, admiration, or approval we desire. In romance, we become jealous, or perhaps our partner has said something in a tone that we hear as reluctant, sarcastic, or dismissive. We might even be responding to a relationship that has long passed, and our old pattern is resurfacing in another guise. Instead of allowing our tenderness to be seen and felt, which might help us heal from the confusion at the root, we escalate the situation to all-out war by insulting, rejecting, or avoiding the very one we care for. It is especially unfortunate when we actively desire love, yet you become, because you have been so hurt or disappointed by love in the past, you see all would be suitors through the veil of suspicion, and therefore reject them, attack them, or even avoid meeting them altogether. The same pattern can be at work or in friendships, social situations, and any other personal, career-related, or creative pursuit in which you would like your essence to be noticed and admired. And we would like, and this is in parentheses, and we would all like our essence to be noticed and admired. Such preemptive defensiveness happens when you cannot open your heart wide enough to let yourself be seen, because you fear that if you do, it will only be wounded or excluded once again, which, you believe, would be too much pain for you to bear. Yet you do not realize that you have become the one who is doing the rejecting. Maybe you think others are being cold to you, yet it could be more accurate to say that you are being cold to them. Perhaps they are responding to your chilliness in kind, or maybe you are projecting an imagined tone or attitude onto them and mistaking your impression for one for absolute reality. If you choose to, you can spend an entire lifetime in the wrath of love. But if you truly want the companionship and camaraderie you profess to, you must leave your poison arrows behind. But this feels like leaving the situation behind, because you've been working to no avail here. With this situation, energetic pattern, whatever it is for you, it's not coming to any conclusion. It's forcing you back into repeat the pattern until you learn your lesson. So what's on the other side of this is the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands. So letting go of this idea that this is scenario that's running right here as a pattern for you is love, because it's not. All right, darkness like a dream. Whether it's and all people, when we come into patterns like that, it didn't establish itself for shits and giggles. It's out of necessity. So there's no blame there. But you do at some point need to establish a point in your life where you working really hard to get yourself to a state of balance and sovereignty and safety, so you can eventually start to open up to people in a genuine way. Master your fear. Explore your shadow. Darkness is sacred. The night holds beautiful secrets. There is a unique healing quality to the cool light of the moon. One cannot fully appreciate the day without a profound renewal of night. Devotion to life is not complete without devotion, also to death. Instead of chasing happiness, frivolity, and light, try following darkness like a dream. Revel in the velvety texture of your sadness. Breathe deeply into your foggy loneliness and discover a certain pleasure in letting your painful feelings flow. The night does not last forever, after all. It is unique. Its unique delights are but a passing through. Seek and enjoy the aesthetics of the dark. Wear or decorate with dark colors, moody styles, and gothic imagery, or incorporate them into your artistic medium of choice. Play or listen to music that is mysterious or even macabre. Value not just your dreams, but also your nightmares. There is a vast reserve of hidden power in your fear. Turn towards it, not away. A reoccurring nightmare, much like a persistent worry, is an opportunity to practice mastering and moving beyond your discomfort and dread. Be willing to look fear in the face again and again as long as it takes. With each jolt of terror you lean into, your fright will diminish and your courage will steadily prevail. Similarly, your sensitivity can feel like a burden when you feel the heartbreak of the world. But when you learn to hold that pain and be with it, your spiritual wisdom will deepen and your psychic intuitive abilities will increase. You can't outrun your shadow, and you can't heal everything or eradicate everyone's suffering. But when you gaze with clear eyes into the dark, you will discover a portal to power. Relax into darkness. Flow with it. Follow it like a dream. All right, Virgo. Again, in your pain, there's always power. There's always that transformative mechanism that kind of kicks in once you let the anger really rise and kind of embody it. It's almost like the adrenaline gives you a clear mental focus of exactly what it is you need to do. Because underneath that layer of ice that is anger is a lake of despair. And what this is asking you to do is fall through the ice into the lake of despair, all the way to the bottom. And down there, that's where you find your power. That's where you find exactly who you are, what you're supposed to be doing here, and how you move forward into this renewal, rebirth, if you will. Okay? So don't be afraid of it. Don't shame it. Don't push it away. Take this and say, okay, sheet of ice that I've been standing on, let's hack away and fall into this. Pinky swear, it's the way to healing. Pinky swear. Okay? And again, there's deep undercurrents that we're neglecting when this comes about. Because we might have been instructed from day one that we ignore those needs and wants and that they don't mean anything. And then they morphed into some very, very toxic behaviors. We weren't allowed to do what we wanted to. This is going to sound really jacked up, and I am not referring to you as this as anything. But the most powerful thing that I think I've ever heard or witnessed or whatever, when it comes to that childhood trauma being melded into something like this. Now, I'm not saying this is you, Virgo. I'm not saying this is you at all. But I watched one of those Dahmer documentaries, not the latest one with the what the heck was it? The horror story, American Horror Story guy. Not that one. It was a previous one. But Dahmer, when he was little, had an obsession with bones. And it was socially unacceptable. Even though that's part of who we are, part of death, part of the darkness. We gotta shame it? No. No, we gotta be done with that because that's where all our power is. And if we don't go get that pretty quick here, we're gonna be in trouble. So, his father, because he wouldn't listen and go be social with the drug dealers at school, his father burnt that little shack that he had made for himself, his laboratory, so to speak. And I thought to myself, well, I don't need to see anymore. We know what happens. We know that this right here was the turning point for this young person. That's it. You took his authenticity and you burned it to the ground. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm sure he was livid. He probably could have a cure for bone cancer at this point had we let him follow his obsession. So I'm not saying that's quite you here, Virgo. What I'm saying is at some point in childhood, there was that breaking point that caused this wrath of love. And that you need to go back to that and fall underneath it. And remember, there's always something that they were trying to get out of your grasp, get you away from, because it was socially unacceptable. Not because they wanted you to be hurt and unhappy, but because socially acceptable was happiness. So times they are changed. We're never going back to that shit again. So go back, find out where your breaking point was, where your joy got robbed from you, and fall into it. And let yourself remember what it was that you were doing that made you shine so bright that it pissed other people off enough to put that mark on you, okay? So to speak. Try to remember where that joy was coming from. And once you stop communicating with the anger and aggression that goes along with this pain, there you are. 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands. So that's what this is. That is what, if you go into this, pinky fucking swear. Pinky fucking swear. Okay? All right, Virgo. Rock it out. I love you. And until next time, keep your flame.